Alright, you know what? I've got to, well, I haven't got to, I'm going to play around with the car, but before I do that, a father's work never ends. A little Minion's ball's got a hole in it, so we're going to repair it with a punch repair kit. So I actually found this ball, so it's not the end of the world, but he likes it. So we'll fix it. Right there. Little hole right there. You probably can't see it, but I can. So let's get this is just a bike punch repair kit, but it'll do the same job. Do you reckon we need the tie levers? Right. Let's get this. Yeah. Give that a minute to set, and we should be well away. So anyway, while that's setting, I've got this little engine here, and I quite like this little engine. It came out of a Smartech truck that I acquired, and I thought to myself, the minute I see the truck, I had instant thoughts of the engine, and I thought this could be a little bit of fun, and we could put this in one of the other cars. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and stuff it in one of these. An FTX Carnage. Got two of these, haven't I? Because I had one and I acquired another one. So I thought to myself, I might as well stuff this engine in the one that's got the missing bolt on the exhaust, which is this new one. So I'll take all this out, and hopefully it should be a fairly straightforward fit. The only thing that might not work is the engine mounts, but we can always play around with those. They will work. They'll fit absolutely perfectly. Yep, there'll be no problem there whatsoever. I changed the carb over because, as you can see, when I get the engines out, we'll look at them to see what the differences are for you lot. I already know, but you lot will probably like to see. But we'll be able to see that the carbs are different, but we can just switcheroo those over and we'll be absolutely fine. There'll be no trouble there. So let's have a look, shall we? Do you know, one of the things that I would have loved to have been able to do when we were younger, like before we had the kids, me and the wife, I'd love to have been able to travel to different countries, you know, see a bit of the world, see some different countries and all that kind of stuff. But the circumstances just didn't allow that at the time, you know, financially. But I often talk to a lot of people, because the industry that I work in, there's a lot of people from many different countries. So I get to talk to quite a lot of people from, you know, different walks of life, and quite a lot of them are from Romania and all them kind of places. And I was chatting to a couple of my friends earlier on today. They're from different places in Romania. One of them is from Transylvania, and Transylvania is a place that I've always wanted to visit, because that seems like such a interesting place, you know. Is it really like Dracula? I mean, you know, is there actually bats and women in long dresses with vampire teeth walking around? I mean, I don't know, it's a very interesting place, and it's definitely on my list. Quite often sort of talk to people and get a real taste for places to go. Italy's another one I'd like to go to. Definitely Italy, that seems like a wonderful place. A lot of places in America, they're on the list of you know, places to go to. But I'd like to go around Europe and see all them sort of places as well. I already know where quite a lot of you live, Netherlands and all of that kind of stuff. But put in the comments where you live, because I find it all fascinating. Properly do. Oh, these have got bolts on the nuts, sorry, on the bottom. That's why. It was taking a little while for them to come off. But anyway, there's that engine. So let's get this car quickly just out the way. Hopefully where it won't fall off. And we can have a bit of a closer look at these two engines. They're both the same size. I dare say some of you are probably wondering and saying to yourselves, why on earth is he changing one engine for another engine when they're the same size? they're both 18. To be honest, there is no reason other than I want to. I'm not expecting any increase in performance, although some would argue that LRP is better than what this is. Now these are now a false engine. I know out there's going to be some people out there, particularly one person, Mr. Alistair. He loves a false engine. He doesn't like engines. And LRP, as far as I know at the moment, is owned by So, you know, there may be some upsettingness there. I might uprate the clutch while I'm here, because I've got access to this, and there's a vented clutch bell on this LRP8 engine. I'll have to have a route around in my little box of clutch parts. I did have a clutch for an FTX, but I put that in the MP9. And I did have a clutch for an MP9 that I couldn't find, so I might better put the MP9 clutch on this engine, but I don't know. There's nothing wrong with this clutch, so I might just leave it as it is. It looks like we've got significantly different gear in there though, so that might be, I might change the bells over, or I could just leave it as it is, and we'll have one that's probably really out of focus forever. There we go. The LRP's got significantly more teeth than the original engine. Whether that'll mesh or not, I don't know. It might not mesh. Yep. That'll be fine. It'll mesh. It'll just be different. We can always try it. There's no harm in trying, is there? So, what I'm going to have to do, because the way the servos are all set up, the original engine, I can take that out of there now. The original engine, obviously, for this FTX Carnage, has a slide carburetor like that. And this engine here, this LRP, has a, what they call that, a rotary carb, don't they? Whatever they want to call that. So it won't work. I could jig around to make it work, but I'm not going to. I'm going to take off the carb from here and put it on here. And that looks like, to me, like this engine one has got a bit of a bigger venturi than the LRP one. So we might even get better performance. There's going to be some of you lot that are going to be like, well, this engine's better, this engine's not so good. It might be the other way around. Again, I will mention, I don't care. I'm doing this because I feel like it. Not for any particular other reason. Now, where's my spanner? There it is. Will that fit on there? There we go. Oh, does that fit on there? No. Oh, I'm going to have to go and get a spanner. 2 minutes. Just in case you're wondering, these are 5mm. Little nuts on there, 5mm. And that should come loose from there in a minute. Oh, there goes a little washer. That's quite important. There we go. Moved it enough, we can get that off there now. So this is the one we need. Little slide carburetor. Give it a little bit of a clean up. You know, I've had several people now after the crazy dad Nitro, whatever he calls him, whatever his name is. He asked me if I could send him a FTX Carnage, like if he sends me the money, if I buy one and send it, because you can't buy them in America, apparently anyway. So I said, yeah, no problem. And since then, I've had several people ask me the same thing, you know, can you get me an FTX Carnage? I really want an FTX Carnage. And I'm thinking to myself, blimey man, don't they, you really can't get them in America. Like, you really can't. That's crazy. You would have thought that you would be able to. I always thought America was the place of everything. I always thought you could get everything in America. Right, this carburetor is the original carburetor that comes with this engine. The VTEC carb. I should be able to fit this one straight on, shouldn't have any trouble. Is that going to be the right orientation? Yes it is. That should go in there. Lovely. That fits straight on in there. Lovely jubbly. Oh. Hello? Oh my god, you got two the same.
Yeah. Now you put that one.
Minion's got some Nerf guns.
Dad.
Yeah?
That one. Now you put that one.
Nanny?
Yeah, now you put that
I think you'll find I bought that one. It's got two Nerf guns and they're both the same ones. My god. Right, let's do this up. Lovely. Yeah. We've got to make sure we've got... Oh, it's a little bit wonky. I'll just straighten up. We've got to make sure that as long as we've got a seal around it, we'll be alright. There you go, that's a bit straighter. And also, there was a bolt missing out of the exhaust manifold, but there, when the other engine was on the Carnage, somebody pointed that out in the other video, and I was like, blimey, I didn't even know. Whether it was missing from day one, or whether it fell out during that video, I have no idea. But either way, it was missing. So there we go, got a different carb, still a little bit wonky. Now we've got the slide carb on this LRP engine. So again, it's just for fun, so we'll find out what it's going to be like. It's definitely had a lot more use than the original engine in that Carnage. I'll put it in the Carnage. I might give it a little bit of a clean up with a bit of brake cleaner first. Give it a bit of a spray down. Look, for those of you lot that want to see that kind of stuff, if you're interested, there's the piston going up and down there, look. Anyway, nice little engine. Right, I'm just going to get some brake cleaner, give it a bit of a clean. Might have to use the exhaust gasket that's on the exhaust, because this one has definitely seen far better days, as well as being very out of focus. By the way, I must say, thank you, you can't see me, but thank you to all the members that are a member of this channel now, because as well as you subscribers, every penny that's going from memberships, super thanks, which I've had a couple of, which are out of this world. Thank you very much for the super thanks, the memberships and the subscriptions, because although, you know, it all gets me money in different ways, every single penny of it at the moment is going into fixing this camera so that it focuses when it's supposed to. I can actually see the screen, and there's a load of other problems with it because it's more than 10 years old and it's used daily, so it needs to be repaired, and every single penny is going into having it repaired, and also getting hopefully another a GoPro or maybe a DJI or some sort of head cam so I can get better footage out and about, because at the moment I can't go anywhere for any decent amount of time because the battery only lasts 10 minutes, and they don't make decent batteries for them anymore. So thank you again, everybody, and I will sort together a way for you all to get shout outs and all that kind of stuff. It's just got a lot of other stuff going on at the moment. So right, let's get the brake cleaner, clean the engine, stick it in the car. I had to drill some holes because the dickhead who made it so this engine was shorter and this engine was longer, and they didn't know that, did they? They didn't think to themselves, oh, the person that buys this one day is going to want to put one of these engines in here, so we'll have to make the engine mounts to match. So I had to make my own holes, so now I can put these mounts back on and then we'll be able to put the engine in properly. This design of engine mount with the little nuts and the slidey things is terrible. Whoever designed this engine mounting system needs to step back and take a good long look at their life. They're probably very rich now, having sold many cars in the past. But all the people that have lost all of the little nuts and spent ages trying to get them to go back in there, it's terrible. Anyway, that's enough of that. I need to find the nuts now, and then I'll get it all fitted. Because it wasn't quite lined up, I've elongated the holes that there, so now we can line up the engine a bit better with the stupid engine mount design. I still haven't found the other nut, so we're just going to run 3 nuts, or 3 bolts and nuts and bolts, rather than 4, because the other one has run off wherever it feels like running. And they're still not elongated enough, so we're going to have to go for some more elongations to make them even longer than what they already are, because they're not long enough. So yeah, 1, 2, and now we've lost 2 of the bolts which hold the bottom of the engine in. So yeah, might be easier to do them in here rather than with a thingy, with a hand drill. Might be easier to do them on here. So let's have a look and see how far we can get. Are we going to be able to get them? Oh, I don't think we're going to be able to. We can get them ones. I'll have to switch it around for the other ones. But we could get that one. Well, there we go. Perfect. I don't think we're going to get any better than that. Couldn't get any better than that if anybody who tried. So now let's get this engine in once and for all with only 2 bolts. But sometimes when you try too hard, things just, so you just have to sort of relax a bit. Will you just look at that? Absolutely brilliant. That one down there is the one that's missing, but it's just as well that it's missing, because it wouldn't have been able to get it in there anyway. So, perfect. Now what I've got to do, that's meshed up wonderfully. What I've got to do now is, I haven't got a gasket, I've got this old one, so I put that on there, stick a couple of screws in there to hold that on, and then we're ready to give it a go and see what happens. I think it looks quite good in there, to be honest. Very nice. There we go. I found out why that one was missing before. It was because, hold on a minute, camera's messing up. There we go. I found out why that one, the bolt was missing before. It's because the thread is stripped out on here. So that's why that was missing. But I've got the bolt in there anyway. I have to find a nut to put on the end of it. I've got to put the air filter on, which is over here. I've got the throttle linked up so that we can put some bat trays in and see how the electronics work. And then if all the electronics are working, we can fire her up and see how she's going to go. Okay, bat trays are installed, and we've got throttle, full throttle, tick over. It doesn't move when you do the brakes. Goes back to full throttle. Goes back to tick over. That was good to me. We've got steering. Nice. I put some just ordinary AA batteries in. I've got loads of these little holders here. Look, turns out that one's no good, so that's got to go in the bin. But I put one of those in for temporary times, because the hump packs, well, since they're expensive, I thought I'd have to just make do with what I've got for now. So we'll put that in there. Now we can put all this back together, fire up this engine. Which, by the way, I have no idea what it's actually like, because I started it up once and I had it ticking over for about 30 seconds, and that was it. Never driven it, never used it, no, nothing. So for all I know, could be a bag of nails. Alright, all back together, air filter's on, the tray cover is installed. Let's see if she's going to fire up. It's got a little bit of fuel in there from about 8 million years ago, so let's go. Should be good, with any luck. I'm going to have to do it this way round because I don't want all the nitro to go on my own, on the back of the bench. Let's do the silly way of priming it with my finger over, with my thumb over the exhaust. It doesn't even... That does absolutely nothing. How can you not say it's a good way of priming an engine? It does absolutely nothing. There we go. Fuel gone straight in. The only trouble is, with this daft exhaust on it, you can't get your tube on very easily. I need to find an exhaust I can put on this, like an all metal one, you know. We could do Carnage upgrades. Anybody knows of any places that do like nice little upgrades for Carnages, let me know and we'll look into them. Here we go. Got to sort out a little bit of an issue there with the tick over. Yeah. What's happening is I've got the trim all the way set to the minimum, but when you come off the throttle it's still holding the throttle slightly open. Don't forget I changed the carburetor from the other engine onto this engine, so all the settings are going to be wrong for this particular engine. So what I need to do is I need to adjust the carburetor a little bit, adjust I might better get away with just adjusting this a little bit, to be honest. If I don't do that, I'll have to adjust this little mechanism here. I'm doing one of these, probably moving that one forward slightly, and we should have, well, actually moving this one back slightly should do it. Anyway, let's have a little play around and we'll get it right. Alright, all I've done was take this off, turn it that way, yeah, outwards 3 turns, and now,
Like that one.
ah, that's for, you'll have to leave that, that's cactus food. Where did you get that from?
Cactus food.
It's for cactuses. It's their food. So now, when I do full throttle, it goes full throttle. When I let off, it goes back to tick over. When I put the brakes on, the brakes come on. Watch the throttle closely. When I come off the brakes, the throttle stays exactly where it should be. So now let's try it with it running. It went up a bit there because it's running out of nitro. There's hardly anything left in there. It's pretty much empty. But we got that pretty much spot on. Sounds really, really sort of tinny and high pitched with this. It doesn't help. It's got a little bit of a leak there, probably. Well, it has. But it sounds really, really tinny with this exhaust on it. Before it sounded a little bit deeper. So, I'll have a look around. Probably in the next 37 years, I'll get an exhaust for it. like a stainless steel one or something, a bit of a better one that I can put on there. Trouble is, I can't just get any old exhaust. I have to get one that's got that fitting on it, so it has to be an 18. I can't go any bigger, not like on the other ones. Well, at least to my knowledge I can't, but not like on the other ones where, for example, on the MP9 I went from a 21 exhaust, put a 28 exhaust on it because it's got a bit of a bigger bore, and as we know, bigger bores, you know, help to breathe better. So I can't. Well, I'll have to have a look around. I might be able to find something a bit better. But even if I can find a better pipe to put onto this, see these, I don't know why people do this. You know, the ones with the springs is better. This is all right, but anyway, I'm more interested in engine stuff, gearboxes, differentials, other bollocks. Doesn't really interest me at all. Only engines really are my forte. So I'm quite excited to go and give this a blast around, which I will be doing in the very near future. So if you want to see this go around with the more teeth on the old bell end as well, we'll see how that really impacts the speed. Don't forget, I've also got a Carnage, which is completely standard, hasn't got any upgrade or any different part on it whatsoever. It's got the original engine, it's got everything completely standard on it. So now we've got this engine in here with a different bell end. We can see what the differences are, whether this one's quicker or slower than the other one. So I'll catch you lot on the next one. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, there are stickers you can buy. There they are. There's a sticker. You can buy that one. Or you can buy that one. They're £2.50 each now, I'm afraid. I had to put the price up. Reason being, well, I was losing money on every single one I sent. And I started to not be able to post them. So £2.50, and if you're in any country other than England, you'll have to pay postage. But if you're in England, free postage. Happy days. I was looking around in my little tub here of nuts and bolts, and I've managed to find 2 nuts to go on the other end of this exhaust here. So yes, they are nylock, and yes, they will melt, but they're on there and they're tight now, so there shouldn't be a leak. The gasket is still questionable. We know that's got a crack in it and it's all falling apart, but it's still better than nothing. So sweet, that's done up. That's all nice. Very good. I'll catch you lot on the next one. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you are, if you're not, whatever. I hope you think about it one day. Thank you to members, every single one of you. And yeah, cheerio. Look after each other. Look after yourselves. We're all equal. Ciao for now.